The goodness of life can only be experienced when we are open to receive, when we are open to feel, when we are open for the journey, when we're fucking up for the ride. Today, beautiful people, I want to take you on a bit of a journey into what it means to live from a place of trust, in a state of ease, and what it means to become truly patient with yourself and with life. And I'm going to be eating and testing your patience a little bit. It's so delicious. Juicy, sweet. Wow. Back to the topic. So, there's kind of a phenomena in this human experience where we trust until we don't. And usually we trust when things go the way we want them to go. There are so many things in our lives that are not going the way we want them to go. And we try to control things. And we make things very complicated and very complex. And beneath that is that fear that actually we cannot trust life. That life is not trustworthy. With trust and patience and ease and most of those beautiful qualities that we aspire to have in our lives, this common denominator is that patience requires patience. Ease requires ease. And trust requires trust. Because those are not things that we find actually in the outside. Those are never situations that come into our life. They're always attitudes. They're always, in a certain way, our capacity to choose from which state internally we want to respond to what is happening on the outside. So, take a little break here. Just let that sink in. Maybe have a piece of melon. You want some melon? I mean, if you have some melon, go get a melon. It's like, oh, it's just like the best. Look at me. I'm in full trust right now. I'm eating orange melon, and I'm having a white shirt. But I just trust that if I spill something, I'll spill it exactly on these orange fishes that are on the shirt. There's melon. Best one I had so far this year. What a gift. Wow. Woo! So, ease and trust, their attitudes, their approaches, and they want to be strengthened within yourself. How do we strengthen things? Favorite example, muscle growth in the human body. We strengthen the muscle through resistance and repetition. So if we take that and apply it to the entirety of life, or also just to the field of human emotions, of thoughts, of relationships, of health, we will have resistance and we will have repetition. We will over and over and over and over, again and again and again and again, get into similar situations. They might even get more challenging over time as we are growing, because our nature is to grow, our nature is to expand, our nature is to expand our capacity. And so for expanding capacity, the same way like if we want to expand our muscles, we need more resistance or we need more reps. Usually it's a combination of the two. Sometimes the reps get even less, but the intensity of the resistance increases. You know, if you want to really build muscle, you don't want to do a lot of reps. You still got to do reps, you still got to get the repetition in, but the weight increases, the resistance increases. And so with trust and ease, it's the same thing. We will be presented with resistance. We will be presented with complexity, with challenge, with overwhelm, with indecisiveness, with agitation, with grief, with overall situations that we're not comfortable with. Those things outside of our comfort zone, those things that we get to still grow into. This muscle volume that we still get to grow in. And so we usually do not like this resistance, and we think that the resistance is the opposite of ease. We say like, oh my God, my life is so melon break, hard, difficult, challenging. Yeah, that's right. Life is challenging. We need resistance, repeated resistance, to keep growing, to keep expanding, to keep strengthening the muscle of ease and the muscle of trust. And so if you're facing challenges right now, and your mind is trying to tell you the story of there's something wrong with you because everyone else seems to be living in trust and ease. First of all, that's bullshit. We humans are very good at pretending. We're very good at acting. Very good. Even if you think I constantly live in a state of ease and trust, no fucking way. Almost crushed that bowl down here. Oh. Mindfulness. Very important one. Mindfulness. Become mindful of what is going on in your mind. What kind of narrative you're getting. Are you getting the narrative that the challenges should not be there, that the resistance should not be there, that the difficulty should not be there? If you're getting that narrative, you're actually avoiding and denying yourself the capacity to experience more ease. The growth you could have in the field of trusting more, being more patient with yourself, cultivating that core stability, that stability within yourself, that capacity to take a deep breath and arrive and land in the moment. Life, I would say, overall does not get easier. And your capacity to deal with the resistance or the challenges of life will expand if you allow yourself to fully be in those challenges, to face them, to allow them, to sometimes also be broken by them. Oftentimes, a breakthrough comes right after a breakdown. Old patterns, old beliefs, old ways of operating need to be crushed before we can build something new. And the good thing is, life is actually providing us with all the situations, with all the invitations to do that. What we just often do is, we do resist the resistance. And now, I mean, you don't need to be a fucking mathematician to solve that equation, you know. What is resistance times resistance? It's resistance square. It's a shit ton of resistance. And we create that resistance, or we reinforce that resistance by resisting the resistance. Which, in other words, the resistance is a challenge. So by resisting the challenge becomes bigger because a lot of energy that we put into it, resisting, that is also taking energy from us. I mean, resisting life, you know, is like, I think, one of the most tiring things you can do. And all that energy that you spend on resisting actually fuels that resistance. It becomes more. It feels heavier. And we feel weaker because we spend all of our energy on resisting the growth opportunity instead of allowing ourselves to arrive within the growth opportunity and accepting the invitation to expand our capacity to find ease, to act from ease, to trust even though we don't feel safe, and to actually be patient with ourselves in this process. Give ourselves some grace, you know? We really gotta learn how to cut ourselves some slack. I mean, it's fucking nuts. Life is fucking nuts. In the most beautiful and painful ways possible. And always we can choose to take it as an invitation to expand our capacities, to trust, to surrender, to breathe, to ground, to see a higher perspective, to invent new ways of dealing with those challenging situations. Because otherwise we're just going in loops and loops and loops and loops and loops. And those loops usually are caused by parts of ourselves that do not feel safe. I mentioned that a bit earlier. That if we don't feel safe, it's very hard to trust. So, what we can do, challenge arises, we don't feel safe. Challenge seems way too big to handle. You know, we stand down here, look up that mountain, be like, oh, how the fuck am I going to get out of here? Or up there, I'm not going to move. Inertia, you know, system shutting down. Or the other kind, which I am a part of, trying to run up that mountain as fucking fast as possible. To full exhaustion and burnout. Hello? That's a lovely tendency of mine. Either way, we stand at the bottom of the mountain. We're like, okay, either system wants to initially shut down or just run up. Fight or flight. We don't feel safe. What can we do to feel safe? Which part of our whole system here, you know, with all the different bodies, which of those lives in the present moment? Give you a moment for that. I'm gonna have some melon. Exactly. The physical body. The flesh, the bones, the organs, the water, the tangible. That always is in the present moment. It cannot get out of here. The mind can, the emotions can, the astral body can, the Buddhic body can, the atmic body can, but the physical body cannot. And so, to feel safe within ourselves, within that physical vessel of ours, we gotta learn how to self-regulate. We gotta learn how, when we're standing at the bottom of this mountain, how to arrive back in the present moment. Breathing, moving, touching, perceiving, listening, meditating. In some way, shape, or form, allowing yourself to feel safe within the body. Amazing touch and breathing. So simple, so simple. You can touch yourself, you can touch a tree, you can touch a fucking stone. I have a stone down here, I'm gonna show you my stone. It's my grounding stone, lays here on the balcony, charged with sunlight energy. I sit on that. If I feel like I'm going nuts, I go on my balcony. I don't even need to go out in the woods. Balcony, sit on that fucking stone. So freaking helpful to feel more safe in the physical body. And when you start to feel more safe, your nervous system starts regulating itself. And when the nervous system starts regulating itself, what happens is that thoughts are starting to slow down, meaning there is more simplicity within the mind. Emotions also start feeling safe within the system, meaning they're allowed to be expressed rather than suppressed or acted out from a reactionary standpoint, meaning there is actually ease within the body. Ease of mind, ease of heart, ease of being. And how did that now happen? Was that because some outside circumstance gave ease to you? No. It was because you chose to take a break, to take a pause in the challenge while facing the challenge, and choosing an attitude of ease, choosing an attitude of self-assurance, of core stability, of trusting that right now this moment is perfect as it is, and that you can arrive in that you allow everything to arrive right in this moment, your mind, your emotions, your physical being, everything arriving in this moment. Your fears, all the parts, all the protective parts that don't feel safe, you bring them into the moment. And sometimes they want to tell you something. Sometimes they need to release some energy. Sometimes they just literally wanted your attention for a moment and are then fine to trust you again, and you can enjoy the journey. Because the beautiful thing is you stand here at the top of the mountain. What is on top of the mountain? Probably pretty nice view, you know? What you will also probably see from up there is that there's like thousands more mountains that you want to climb, or thousands more things that you want to achieve in your life. So it will also kind of give you a different perspective, I would say. On top of the mountain, definitely different perspective. And it's not the end of the journey, because the journey goes on. The journey fucking goes on. So the top of the mountain, it's not the end. If that's not the end, but we try to get there as fast as possible, or we avoid it altogether, we don't really get much of that journey. But isn't that what we want? Isn't that also what we kind of are drawn to when it comes to experiencing a life of ease and trust, that we actually get to live more, you know, to feel some more, to really be in this process of walking up that mountain with, again, challenges will arise, for sure, because your legs get to grow. The muscles in your legs got to get stronger so that you make it up to the mountain. But it's not about making it up that mountain as fast as possible, or thinking that I'm not good enough, I'm not prepared enough, I'm not strong enough to go up to that mountain. You will learn along the way, just in the right time, just at the right place. And the only thing you gotta do is learn how to take care of yourself, get to know those parts of yourself that are afraid, that don't want to go, that doubt yourself, that want to protect you from being hurt, that want to protect you from being a failure, that want to protect you from being rejected, abandoned, cast out, not being loved. And allowing those parts to find ease within your system and to start to trust you again. So you create a safe space within yourself for those parts to be at ease, to trust you. And that's when you then can choose trust and ease and patience and delight along the way. That's when you can then bring those qualities into the day-to-day life of the journey of being a human, of evolving as a human, of growing as a human, of really being a part of a collective shift that is happening right now. Like, we're really fucking expanding shit down here. We're really doing some good shit. Wow. That one hit differently. Woo! So, ease. So, ease and trust are not outside of your reach. They're not on the other side of the mountain. They're everywhere as invitations that are usually shown to us through challenges, through difficulties, through moments of overwhelm, agitation, irritation, doubt, fear, worry. Those moments are all opportunities, are all invitations for us to feel safe within ourselves, to soothe ourselves, to really take care of ourselves, and then being able to infuse whatever situation with those qualities of trust and ease and patience and compassion and grace, and really being super gentle with ourselves, because it's not fucking easy down here. And we can still choose an attitude and a quality of ease, which makes that whole journey a lot more enjoyable, a lot more filled with aliveness and feeling. And that's like, oh my God, that's what it's all about. I mean, like, this melon, I'm just feeling. The texture, the flavor, the everything. The goodness of melon, the goodness of life can only be experienced when we are open to receive, when we are open to feel, when we are open for the journey, when we're fucking up for the ride, and when we allow ourselves to take those invitations and to cultivate that skill of feeling safe within our own skin, of coming to a place of ease and trust within ourselves, no matter what is happening around. And that takes time. And that requires patience. And being patient also requires patience. So, bottom line, you're doing great. I'm just eating a whole melon here. I'm talking about shit. You're listening to me. You're not that impatient after all. You're on a good path. And at any given time, if you feel like you'd like some support, some guidance, some of my ease, some of my trust on your journey to support you in your process, you can always shoot me a DM. You'll also find a link below where you can book a free 45-minute consultation with me, discovery call, finding out if we're a fit or not. And you can just subscribe to this channel for some more of this good shit. So have a lovely day. May your day be infused with trust and ease, and may you realize that it is you who has the capacity to bring those qualities into your life. It's not the outside that needs to provide that for you. The outside provides the resistance and the challenge, and you're the one who can cultivate that strength to show up from a place of ease and from a place of trust. I wish you a fucking wonderful day. Get yourself some melons, guys. Honestly, this stuff, it's divine shit. See you soon. And I didn't spill anything on my shirt. I'm fucking killing it. I love you guys.